James Webb Space Telescope. If you're really into space and astronomy, you may have heard this name several times on the internet for this couple of months. Well, what is it? And what is the purpose of it? James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST in short, is a space telescope which is jointly developed by NASA, European Space Agency, and Canadian Space Agency. If the mission becomes successful, it will succeed the workhorse of NASA, the Hubble Space Telescope. As per last update posted by NASA, this telescope is nestled all snug in its Ariane 5 rocket. The James Webb Telescope has a mass about half of Hubble's, but its primary mirror, a 6.5 meter diameter gold-coated beryllium reflector, will have a collecting area 25.4 meters square, and it is 6 times larger than that of Hubble's. It uses 18 hexagonal mirrors. Development began in 1996 for a launch that was initially planned for 2007 and a US $500 million budget. The project has a long history of cost overrun. Long story short, the lifeline cost is now expected to be a whopping $9.7 billion, of which $8.8 billion was spent on spacecraft design and development, and $861 million is planned to support 5 years of missions operation. The launch date is 25th December. Riding in its launch vehicle Ariane 5, it will reach its orbit known as L2 halo orbit. One major difference between Hubble Space Telescope and JWST is that Hubble orbits the Earth. JWST, on the other hand, will orbit the Sun. It will travel for a month to reach this orbit. The telescope includes 3 main elements: the integrated science instrument module, the optical telescope element, and the spacecraft element. It will have a giant shield protecting the telescope and the instruments from the light of the sun, having an area of 301.04 square meter. As the craft reaches the second Lagrange point, this sunshield will be deployed by unfurling the same, which will also allow the telescope and the instruments to operate at the extreme low temperature of minus 233 degrees Celsius, preventing the instrument's own infrared emission from overwhelming the signals from the astronomical targets. Now, what will this telescope investigate after being deployed? Well, it will try to find answers of some fundamental questions like: what did the early universe look like? When did the first stars and galaxies emerge? How did the first galaxies evolve over time? What can we learn about dark matter and dark energy? How and where do stars form? What determines how many of them form and their individual masses? How do stars die, and how does their death impact the surrounding medium? And the JWST will try to find the answers by looking back in time. Okay, but how? Well, by observing the infrared emissions which were emitted by the stars and galaxies of early universe, and had to travel billions of light years to reach from the source to the sink. To capture this infrared emission, James Webb Telescope will carry 4 instruments. The first instrument is called NIRCam. It is a wide-field near-infrared camera covering wavelengths from 0.6 to 5 micrometer. Second instrument is NIRSPEC, which is a wide-field multi-object near-infrared spectrograph covering wavelengths from 0.6 micrometer up to 5 micrometer at spectral resolutions of R100, R1000 and R2700. Third instrument is mid-infrared instrument, or MIRI in short. It will measure the mid to long infrared wavelength range from 5 to 27 micrometers. Fourth instrument is FGS or Fine Guidance Sensor, which will stabilize the line of sight of the telescope during observations. When you guys will see the video, chances are till then the Ariane 5 rocket carrying the James Webb Telescope have already lifted off from French Guiana. And I think that the scientists who are involved in this project are desperately wishing to Santa so that humanity can take a giant leap ahead towards its endeavor to know the unknown. That's it for today. As you may have guessed, this is a Christmas special video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and share. Goodbye. Wishing you and guys involved in JWST project Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.